Hello, welcome, Cabbage here. Let's have a look at Monster Strike, and then this will be the first of maybe a few videos that I do looking back at 2018. And then this first one is going to be about my top 10 max lux from this year. And then these are not necessarily going to be max lux that I finished this year, or even max lux that came out this year. It's just the ones that I feel like I've used the most. Even if the use count is very low, it just kind of left an impression on me. And then all of these guys I can, recommend to other people to make, because I think they'd find them useful. And then I haven't made a lot of list videos since moving over to JP. And then in thinking about max lux, it's kind of like everybody knows what is good already. Basically, it's like super extreme monsters and then anything above them. Nobody really below that is kind of worth it anymore. Like a Queen Butterfly, I don't know if it's worth making now if you don't have it already. But yeah, you can just make any of the super extremes or higher, whomever you have the characters to make, and then you can be pretty assured that they'll be good for you. But anyway, I'm going to go through here, and then they won't be in any particular order. I'll just go in order of element. But there is one max luck that I have loved more than any other this entire year. Maybe you can guess before I get there. But first, there's only one fire max luck that I really felt left an impression on me, and that was Arcadia. I say this pretty much every time I talk about him, but he's a hatcher monster that you can make the max luck of. And then the double null ability, the Minesweeper no warp, and then a Minesweeper M is really nice, because more and more lately, we've been needing to get characters that do a lot of damage, and so that M is much better than just the regular one. The bump combo is actually not so strong these days, I would say, but the strike shot is still really good, the splits into 4, and then very high stats all around. The able berry that I have for him is the kin strength, which is good. That works with his Minesweeper as well, so that's Arcadia. That's really the only fire max luck that I recommend that I was using this year. I say that I really like Kine, but I don't use him too much, so yeah. Okay, next, there was really only one water max luck that really left an impression on me this year, and that was Ninn. And then, yeah, I've used him a lot as well. He's another bounce with the double null ability, and then his bump combo is pretty good. I like the energy burst. It is hard to use though, because it's short range and then it doesn't hit everybody. But he also has a strong strike shot and good stats. I put the strike haste able berry on him, which is pretty good. I feel like lately though I haven't been using him as much. But he's one of the easier colossals, so it would still be worth making him, I think. As for like honorable mentions for water, I actually really like the Disney of Kiss Kill Leela. I've only used her 4 times, but I have high hopes for her in the future. I think she could be really useful there. Okay, as for green, one of my top for this year has been Marishten, and maybe this surprises nobody. He's probably my favorite character in this whole game, hatcher or free monster. But he made kind of a comeback this year. He was good for Conan. If I ever, go for getting the 10 luck or the max luck of Conan, Marishten will probably be my max luck. And then also Yashamyo. You can use him in there. So yeah, he's pretty fun. And then I got maybe the best sub bump combo for him, which is the vertical laser M. But I did mention this in another video. Even with that, his bump combo is not very strong for where the game is now. Even though I put like a sidekick S++ able berry on him, it still wasn't doing very much damage on him, so I took it off of him. I'll get another able berry on him. Maybe strike haste would be good, so I could use his strike shot earlier. That would help me go for hit stops. Although lately there hasn't been a lot of need for hit stops. But there might be a place in Conan where that could be useful, so maybe I will get that strike haste for him. But yeah, kind of a blast from the past, Marishten. And then I'm probably not going to make a video about like my favorite quests from this year, but probably my favorite first quest is going to be Marish Senkai. The reason for that is because a lot of people call it like, you know, the most difficult quest. But I actually find it very doable, so I do enjoy going through it. And then maybe I'm the only player in the world that has ever beaten it with McDonald's Oragon, so I have that memory there. Okay, next for wood is Scorpica, and then this is kind of talking about both versions. I don't remember when I finished the max luck of Nirai Kanai, but I did use this Ascension version of Scorpica, and then after that I slid her to the evolution form. The evolution is a Pierce with no warp and no gravity barrier, and then basically nothing else. The bump combo and then the strike shot are not very strong, but just that double null ability is very versatile. When I play Ryofu in the sealed watchtower, I use her actually, and she's just fine in there. And then the poison spread, that was useful to make a max luck. I think it was like Queen Beryl, I think, from Sailor Moon, but she was useful in there as well. So I've been using her a fair amount. And then my favorite max luck from this year was Magmel. And then it's all about the copy bump combo. I can combine them with like other top tier Hatcher monsters like Lucifer or Mana or whoever, and then get that very strong bump combo out. But also being a Pierce with a null block is pretty major. That's a very, very nice combination. And then the null damage wall on top of there. For them, I gave them the Kin Strength Ableberry, which I kind of think they need because their attack is not very high. Okay, next up is Light, and then maybe my MVP of Light was Hecaton Kale. He's another Pierce with null block, and then his other sub-bump combo, his other null ability is null warp, and this was maybe the best combo, Pierce, null block, null warp of this year for me. He's pretty good for Apocalypse, which I may or may not make, but yeah, he's just really solid. His quest is a little difficult, but he is worth the trouble, I would say. And then kind of related to him is Karen, the Ascension form. Most people go for the evolution because it's a bounce with no gravity barrier, no warp, which is really good, but I've never really needed it. But this Ascension has come in handy. You can see that I've used her a lot as well. She's another Pierce with no block, and then Flight, so she can deal with mines as well. Bump combo is good for utility. That homing piercer can be nice for like weaker enemies or scorpions or that kind of thing. So she's a little bit more than just a pierce with no block. And then finally was Eden. Maybe the first half of the year I didn't use them very much, but the latter half of the year there were more quests where I needed especially a pierce with no gravity barrier and the blast bump combo. So they're useful for there. Okay, then last two are Dark, and then one of them is Jun. This is going to be very difficult for a lot of people. This is probably the most difficult quest that is not impossible. It might be even more difficult than impossible quests. But it is worth to make, because she's a Pierce with a Minesweeper, and then the Blast Bump combo. So she's really good for other Hatcher monsters, again, with the strong bump combos like Lucifer or Mana or whomever. Especially Mana, because they have the same null ability, the Minesweeper. So yeah, she's really good. I'm very sure I'm going to be able to use her in the future as well. And then the last one of my top 10 of 2018 is Conan. And I think I completed her the most recently of all of the max lucks on here. But yeah, I've used her a lot as well. The triple null is just too good. The bump combo is really strong, and then the strike shot is really strong. This might be one of the strongest strike shots in the game, actually, because she does not slow down. She becomes a Pierce, and then, you know, she goes through guys. And then usually Pierce monsters, they lose a lot of speed when they go through guys, but not Conan. If you've never used her before, try that out. I think you'll be pretty surprised. And then usually for strike shots where you become a Pierce, you want to go like a perfect vertical or a perfect horizontal, so you can really concentrate that damage. But Conan, you know, she has so much speed, and then she's doing so much damage anyway. that you can do kind of a crazy angle, like even maybe close to 45 degrees. And then you'll hit a lot of guys, and you'll do a lot of damage as well, so she's very, very strong. The one thing that I don't like about her is that her gauge is kind of fast. So I've died a few times in the damage wall because I missed her gauge, but other than that, she's great. Right, so those are my top 10 max lux of 2018, and hopefully that was interesting. Alright, thanks for watching, and we'll see you again. Take care.